Hi, this is Mary with Restoration Fitness coming to you today with a short video all about balance skills. A little science background. Did you know that for all of us at the age of 35, we start gradually losing our sense of balance? And for many people, they don't really realize that until suddenly at 65, 70, or 75, somehow they're on uneven ground or a slippy surface and suddenly they're on the ground, not knowing how they got there. So, awesome news is that balance can be retrained, and that's what this is all about today. So I'm going to do something with you that I do with a lot of my clients that I work on balance. And I'm going to ask you to stand in a corner in your home. Now, I'm not in a corner, obviously, but imagine that I've got a wall here and a wall here. And I'm right in the corner so that if I lose my balance one way or another, I'm protected. Now, the other thing that I would suggest, if you are working independently, is for you to invest in some trekking poles. Of course, Amazon has everything. So Amazon has trekking poles, or I got these at Target or Costco has them. But you just want something that you can put down, particularly if you're doing this alone, to give you a little more sense of safety so that you can continue with the work. So very first, imagine that I'm in my corner and I am going to stand in a more narrow position than is typical for me. Most of us, particularly if we're over the age of 60, tend to have a little wider stance. Well, we're going to help your body learn how to be more stable with a much less wide base. So first of all, you're standing here and you've got your trekking poles in your hand. They're not on the ground. They're just there for security. And you are looking straight forward. You're going to look forward for about 10 seconds. And then you're going to look down for 5 seconds. You're going to look forward for 10 seconds and pretend that was 10. Now I'm going to look down for 5 seconds, playing with the visual sense of balance and looking forward again for 10 seconds and look down for 5 seconds. So that was working with the visual system. Now, I want to teach you something very, very important, and I'm going to lean against the wall here. There are 3 centers in the base of your foot that are so important for balance. It is right here beneath your big toe, right here on the pad behind your small toe, and right in the center of your heel. So before you're doing any of this balance work where you're just standing, you are going to be firmly in bare feet, separate those toes as wide as possible, and make sure that you've got firm contact between that space between your big toe and little toe, and you're firm down on your heel. All right, so let's go back to that narrow stance first. Poles are up, they're just there for security, and you are going to come forward almost to the point that your heels come up off the floor and back to center. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this better. I'm going back, 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 and my toes came up, and I started to go over, and thank goodness I had my poles. So again, forward, 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 and back, back, back. That's called a recovery step. All right. Now the next thing is to allow your body to go in a circle. This is called an ice cream cone. So narrow stance. I am going around on top of my ankles in a circle. You can allow your upper body to really extend over your belly so that you're playing with your gravity center in your body, around in one direction and then the opposite direction. That will help your ankles support you when you're working on your balance skills. All right, so we worked on narrow stance. Now let's alter your position, and I'm going to turn sideways. One foot is slightly in front of the other, and my poles are up off the floor. And now what you're going to do is shift your vision. If you were looking at a great big clock in front of you, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock are in opposite corners, aren't they? So you are going to look to 10 o'clock, back to center, look to 2 o'clock, back to center. Again, shifting your view side to side. Now, let's shift the forward foot, and you might find that one part of your body balances better with one foot in front than the other. So again, poles are ready if you need the help. I'm looking to 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Working on stabilizing over those ankles as I'm looking side to side. All right. Now the third part is to actually bring those toes and heels together. So toe and heel in contact with each other. Poles are ready. And really press down through that big toe and small toe. Now you're going to close your eyes for 2 and open. See why you've got trekking poles? Close your eyes for 2 and open. Again, close your eyes for 2 seconds and open. So you'll do that 4 times and then switch the opposite foot in front. One side's going to feel easier than the other. Nice and tall. And close your eyes for 2 seconds and open. So obviously I have some more work to do on this side since I'm a little less stable with this foot forward. Close your eyes and open. Close your eyes and open. So let's review what we did. Everybody begins to lose their sense of balance in their 30s, but you don't know it until you're much, much older. So working on balance skills for just 5 minutes a day can retrain your body to be very aware of what's happening with your feet, what's happening with your hips, and helps you right if you start to lose your sense of balance. We looked at looking down and far away. We looked from one side to the other, and we shifted our feet from narrow, slightly apart, and then totally together, switching the foot that was in front. All those body positions performed in your corner will keep you safe, sound, and off the ground. This is Mary with Restoration Fitness, making the second half of your life the very best half of your life. Bye.